Just my luck, I had to follow freestyle of Supreme with a little, I haven't practiced very much, so this is going to be a little freestyle fear supine. This is a little song that I wrote when I was 14 years old, and I thought it would kick this off in a fun way. Get a little bit more sound on this. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I got wonderful news for you. We're about to start. Attention, attention, now this is what you've been waiting for. We're about to start. This is it. It's now or never now. I'll get through it, but I won't know how. Bumper to bumper, I just came down on the thruway and we're about to start. I'm sorry I'm late, but I had to put on my makeup and we're about to start. That was a girl character. And yet I feel important standing here, somehow important to consider myself special. And perhaps the only way to shine is to work, and I'll work, I'll come through. And so I'm ready and willing, come on and bring on the worst you can. We're about to start. So I forget the word here. Da la 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 la. You get the point. We're about to start. Just relax, sit back, enjoy the show. While you're sitting, you might like to know we're about to start. You get the idea, we're about to start. Thank you. So, you don't have to. I was 14 when I wrote that. So I guess what I wanted to talk about today was, since I don't really have a vision for how Broadway could be better, I just kind of wanted to talk about myself, because people quite often ask me, how did you find success in the business? How did you break in as a songwriter? And as you can see, I started writing songs really young. That was the first song I ever wrote for a theater piece. And it was about these kids, these 14-year-old kids just like me, who were auditioning for a gifted high school, and that was the they would come out one by one and sing their little line like, "We're about to start," and I guess my point about that song is that while I guess once that show was performed, people came up to me afterwards and said, "Wow, you're really good, you're really talented. You should do this. You should be a writer. You should write more. You should get into writing musical theater." And I loved doing it. I loved writing that song, and I loved performing it, and I just loved everything about it. But playing it now for you guys, it just feels a little bit off and a little bit weird. And I think it's because the general intent of that song is a little bit, "Hi, I'm great." It's like the writer sort of saying, "Look at me," and in a way, you could say, "There's not a lot in that song for you." What is there in this for me? Is a question that an audience asks when they're listening to something. And so, as I was starting to write, I wanted to be a writer. I liked doing it. And people told me I was good. And this was what sustained me. Year after year, I would write another song, another show. Here was one. It went like this. Ah, the purity of flowers shining brightly in the sun. When my eyes light on a flower, I aspire to be one. Right? So that song was kind of about flowers are beautiful, but they die. Which is kind of like, and the general intent of that song is, "Hi, I'm good at writing, and 2 + 2 is 4. It's sort of saying something obvious. And while, it reminds me of this episode of The Office. You ever see this show, The Office? There was an episode where somebody was talking about the idea of a kid's birthday party. Like going to a kid's birthday party and you're an adult and you're at the party and the kids are having a great time running around and you're kind of there and there's really nothing for you to do there, but it's great because the kid's having a good time. And I think my early stuff is kind of like that. It's kind of like, you know, I was a kid and that's fine, and kids' birthday parties are there for a reason, to celebrate the development of a person, for that person to feel proud of having achieved the next milestone. Here's another song in that vein. I'm all grown up. Sit back. I guess I know it all grown up, and all of 3 feet tall. Anyway, and the point of that one was, hey, I'm good at writing. I know everything. I think I was 16 when I wrote that one. Here's another one. Why is this? I can't hear this piano. Can I hear a little more piano? In small cafes, the people sit and talk, but I don't hear them as I walk down Bleecker Street. I spend my days, and you get the idea. It's like, hi, I'm great. I know about Bleecker Street. I'm cool. I like Greenwich Village. I'm from Greenwich Village. And I think another parallel statement that all these songs make is, hi, I've just discovered Sondheim and I love it so much. And I want to be him. And that's all fine. This is all what kids should be doing who are developing artists. And it's the kid's birthday. You know, it's the kid's birthday party. Writing a song is like having a birthday party when you're a kid. And you know, as long as you're a kid, you can get away with this. Kids are supposed to be encouraged to show their talents, but as you get to be an adult and you want to continue doing it, you kind of need to realize that you need to fit into a larger context, and that your work needs to serve a purpose in society. Now, when I was at college, I kind of got interested in music and what the purpose of music is in the world. Sorry, guys, this microphone keeps going down on me. So I was a senior at Yale, and I was double major in music and English. What I did was I wrote one paper that covered both majors, so that I could kind of knock it all out with one. And now it's serving me again, thank God. So it was about Shakespeare's Tempest, and I was really interested in the use of music in that play. If you know that play, there's a lot of songs in it, and there's also this character named Ariel. I was really interested in Ariel, who is an airy spirit that flies through the air. She's sort of a fairy, sort of a sprite, halfway between those things, and he does the bidding of Prospero, the magician. And I did some reading up on this idea, and I discovered that music back in those days in the Renaissance was, there was a theory of music, that music, when you sing a note, an airy spirit comes out of your soul, because souls were thought to be made of air back then. And so when you sing, that's a spirit coming out of your mouth, and then it goes into goes and commingles with other people's spirits and influences them. And that was what was so special about music. And I thought that was a really compelling idea. I didn't know how to put it to work in my music yet, in my art, but it struck me. And I thought it was really cool that the idea of music as a form of magic that a magician can use to send out goodness into the world that will actually communicate with someone's soul. And I also read on the same paper, I read about this Greek myth of music, because it got me interested in the sort of the very, very deep roots of music. and there's a myth, a Greek myth, of the poet Arion, who was, Arion was a singer-songwriter, sort of the Billy Joel of his day. And he found out there was a contest in another island, so he took a boat to this other island. He went and he sang his original songs. He won the contest, and he got a bag of gold. And he got on the boat to go back to his home. And on the way back, the crew members, seeing his gold, decided, oh, we'll just kill him and keep the gold. And so Arion was forced to walk the plank, but he said, he had this, what do they have in Greece? The lyre. He had a lyre, and he said, do you mind if I play the lyre right before you kill me, before I jump into the water? And they said, sure. So he sang this beautiful song from the depths of his soul, and as he jumped into the water, a dolphin who had heard the song jumped out of the water, and he rode the dolphin back home and beat the pirates there, and I guess the pirates were somehow brought to justice after that. Arion got his gold back. So anyway, that also spoke to me. Music is this thing that carries people over the sea, carries people over an ocean of trouble. And that spoke to me really loudly because I felt that from music, not from my own music, but from, I felt it from my own music, but I didn't feel like my music was doing that for anyone, basically. I felt like, I know my parents liked it and my teachers liked it and everyone who had a stake in me as a kid liked it, but I didn't feel like it was really serving a purpose for anybody. I didn't feel like it was carrying anybody over the sea. And in the next show that I wrote, which was, it was a version of 1001 Nights, there was a song moment that I was thinking about Arion and the myth of the dolphin, and it was the setup for this song is it was a queen imprisoned in the tower by the king because he was jealous, but she was really sad because she was always alone, and the king wanted the queen to smile and feel better, so he sent up the jester who had brought a guitar, and the jester kind of seduced the queen away from the tower with this song. Come away, my love, and I'll carry you over the sea. Come away, my love, and I'll make you as happy as me. You are young, you are beautiful, and I want you so to be free. Come away, my love, and I'll carry you. I will carry you over the sea. And thank you. That song, I think, was the moment when I realized, this musical theater, aside from portraying characters, from telling stories, from using music to create drama, also has a purpose as music to bear people over their ocean of troubles. And all of a sudden, right after I wrote that, I was about 22 when I wrote that. The next thing I decided to write with Jeff Marks from the BMI workshop was Avenue Q. And I think every step in the writing of Avenue Q was motivated by how do we help people with their adult problems. I mean, the idea for Avenue Q came to us when we said, oh, what if we took a show like Sesame Street but applied it mockingly to adult problems, and all of a sudden every problem that I was newly experiencing as an adult became an inspiration for a song. We had a song called "Tear It Up and Throw It Away" because I had just gotten out of jury duty. Tear it up and throw it away, throw it away, throw it away. And making people laugh is another big thing. I just realized that was a way for my music to provide a service to people, to serve society, and it was a fun way to. It was a fun way to do what I loved, and yet not just be doing something for myself that ended with me. And so this also, like, before I had this epiphany, I thought I needed to do everything myself. I thought I needed to write music, lyrics, and that it was somehow cheating for me to accept help from someone else. But once I realized, like, this is not about achievement. This is not just about ambition and achievement, and I don't have to have written every scratch of this. I started to work with other people, and my work started to benefit from other people's talents and other people's thoughts and ideas and other people's qualities. And I would never have gotten to be who I am without accepting that help and sort of diminishing my own sense of anxiety about needing everything to come from me and having everything to sort of be about me and how my stuff was going to impress people. So I mean, this Avenue Q changed my career, and I can't believe I'm on this stage. It was a funny thing. When I walked over here, I got out of the subway station. I walked past the Disney store. I saw Elsa and Olaf and all the Frozen dolls and all that stuff. And then I walked around the corner past Book of Mormon on my way to the set of Avenue Q. It really did it's taken off in such a way that I can't even quite process it. This talk is almost a way for me to. I've had to do a lot of thinking about it, and so I mean, one of the things I noticed was in Avenue Q, the character Princeton has a story exactly like the story I've just told you. He starts out very self-focused. He's looking for his purpose. Purpose. It's that little flame that lights a fire under your ass. Purpose. It's this very self-focused character. Gonna find my purpose. Gonna find me. And you forgive him because he's cute and because he's a puppet. But it's sort of a version of me, writing We're About to Start and being from an Ivy League college and feeling like I'm ambitious and I need to be something. I need to sort of strike a claim in this world. And his epiphany comes when he realizes that Kate Monster is not just this obstacle that who's sort of doggedly in love with him and wanting to distract him from his search for his purpose, but that helping make her happy is part of his purpose. And there's a whole song in Avenue Q called When You Help Others, You Can't Help Helping Yourself. And the story of that show is almost identical to the story of Book of Mormon, because Elder Price, he starts off, wanting to do something incredible, something incredible. I want to be the Mormon who changed all of mankind, whatever it is. These guys who are just kind of like straight A students wanting to change the world because and not that that's a bad thing, they just want to do it for the wrong reason. They want to do it because they want to build themselves up. He gets his comeuppance, Elder Price, which is there's another moment of this something incredible in the second act after he's sung "I Believe" to the warlord and gotten the book shoved up his ass. And the doctor is looking at the X-ray of this the Book of Mormon. Shows up very clearly on the X-ray in his colon. And the doctor says, "You've done something incredible." then there's the very last something incredible in Book of Mormon is when Elder Price realizes that it was his kind of dopey, messed up sidekick that really did something incredible. He says, what key is that in? Something incredible. You've done something incredible. That can't be the key. You've done something incredible for a people who had nowhere else to go. I thought they were unreachable, but then they were happy and singing and wearing costumes. It was almost like Orlando. So, I mean, this is a moment of Elder Price realizing that, not everything has to be on his shoulders, that there are other people out there in the world too, and that religion is not just what exists in his narrow-minded definition of what religion is, and his lost faith comes back tenfold in a new way. So, I mean, basically, and so it's funny to me how these male-centered stories that I've been involved with, Avenue Q and Book of Mormon, are all about a guy who is kind of very self-involved, learning to notice that there's a world out there that they have to become part of. And Frozen needed to be about, which is about a girl, kind of needed to be about, a girl who's the lesson that she learns is that it's okay to be herself and that it's okay to be an individual. I wonder if that is a very important lesson. If the lessons are almost opposite. If the sort of the coming of age story for a guy is learning that there's a world without, outside of him, and that for a girl it's learning to don't just worry about the other people around you. Think about yourself too. And I think Let It Go is kind of about that. And I think that that's giving people something too in a weird way. I could sing Let It Go if you guys want. The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. It's funny how some distance makes everything seem small, and the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand, and here I'll stay. Let the storm rage on. power flurries through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling in frozen fractals all around. And one thought crystallizes like an icy blast. I'm never going back. The past is in the past. Let it go, and I'll rise like the break of dawn. Let it go, that perfect girl is gone. Here I stand in the light of day. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Thank you. Thanks very much. I think that's all I got. Thank you.